Howdy, howdy, folks. We are here at Newport City Hall, where I have just learned that there is going to be a planning commission, a work session and regular session tonight. Haven't seen much about it yet, but let's get in there and see what's going on. All right. All right, we take a look over here at the agendas.
Any questions? Other questions?
No, nothing is in the works about transit room tax flexibility.
Oh, I'm sure it'll come up again. It was close this last session, just didn't get through. It was very close. Because remember, so they cleared the House and it had hearing at the Senate and it didn't move again.
We can hope.
Yeah.
Okay, the regular session, August 25th is now in session. First order of business is the call to order, the roll call. Commission members, Gary East.
Here.
Bob Berman.
Here.
Jim Hanselman.
Here.
Braulio Escobar.
Here.
And Robert Baer.
Here.
Joe Brannigan. John Updike is excused. First order of next business is the approval of the planning commission work session.
Dude, this is like take me to court or something.
And the regular session meeting on the 28th.
Things are over.
And
Last will and testament.
Last will and testament. What's that supposed to mean, buddy?
You know what? That's against the law right
I
there.
have one.
well, and the
You
work
understand
session meetings of August.
what you're doing?
Um,
Does he have a right to do this in the courthouse?
What?
Video of me. Does he have a right to do this?
Like, it's a public meeting, anybody
Well,
can
it's a
come to a
public meeting, but I don't want him to be doing that. I told him already. Now, he needs to scratch that or erase it or what? Or are you guys gonna give me back the 4 orbs that you're stealing and hooking up everything on? Okay? And it's Tesla here. Because Tesla, you know, you're gonna talk about
Okay, if you have a
changing weather.
problem with
Well,
his
you got
actions,
2
the
days.
police department is right down at the end
Well,
of
you
the
got 2
hall.
days before everything's over. You know, might as well just give this all up, because what these guys and all of you have done over at Corvallis is use what it is, this lighting system against me.
Excuse me, this is
But
not
no,
the
it's
time
a-
for public comment.
Okay, those 4 orbs, 2 days.
I mean, if you've got an
2
issue
days.
with him, you should go see the police. We're not law.
On the
Talk about last will and testament and shit. What the fuck?
regular session minutes, July 28th. Sherry, there was a initiate legislative process for safe shelter. And you said motion carried unanimously with everybody but Braulio. So it can't be unanimous unless Braulio was included. Even though he wasn't physically here. That's all I had. So I move to approve the 3 sets of minutes as written and corrected.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the meeting minutes are approved. Next up is the citizens' public comment. Apparently he left, okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't fill out a piece of paper, but if I could just make a quick comment. Thank you. Sorry, I had to run home and grab the charger. Yeah, I fill that out. My name's AJ, I live here in town. In the work session, I heard it brought up about the transient room tax flexibility, and
I actually was going over last week's work sessions from the city council, and I was heard part of the projects that were completed this year was that the HVAC system for the community rec center, 25% of the budget to do that came from the transient room tax. So I'm just wondering how there's flexibility for HVAC systems at the rec center, but not parking lots at the arts center.
Well, we have a separate commission on parking.
Mm-hmm.
And it meets on the third Wednesday of every month at 6 o'clock in this room. And part of since we have put in, the parking meters,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Well,
money.
that was to improve things like the striping, or maybe possibly
It could
rate
involve,
that
could
parking lot
involve
that's
the
out of ADA
sidewalks and-
compliance.
I don't know that it involves HVAC, but it involves all the street sidewalks, lighting, and so on throughout the city.
Right. So I'm wondering, because we have not got authorization to use the transient room tax to restripe parking lots or fix the parking lot that is out of ADA compliance at the Art Center. But how is it that we are able to use it for an HVAC system at the rec center?
That's a function of how the budget system works. The budget committee, the city council sets percentages which are approved, I think they get approved by the state, but allocation percentages for transient room tax.
Mm-hmm.
Some percentage can go to the general fund, less than 50%, and the rest has to be spent on very specific categories. One of those is tourism promotion, so we spend money on billboards. The other one is maintenance of tourist facilities, and the council has decided that the rec center is 25% used by tourists and 75% by locals. So 25% of the cost of that project can be paid for out of those
I
funds.
appreciate that explanation.
Okay, if you don't agree with the allocation, and I don't know if they've allocated anything for parking,
Well,
out of the transient room tax, I don't believe they're allowed to. There's a list of categories in the budget, and that's available on the website. It'll show you exactly what's allowed and what percentage we chose to allocate to different buckets.
I think you gave me a very good explanation of 25% of the use is by tourists at the rec center.
Right.
I appreciate that. Maybe we should look into how much of our tourist percentage is at the arts center. Thank you.
Yeah,
Council.
and some of it is, I know they do use some transient room tax for maintenance on the art center, but it's a fairly small percentage, and I don't know. But you can see in the budget what that allocation table is, and not sure whether you need to make comment for the city council if you don't agree with those allocations. What we're trying to do is increase, well, the comment I made, we're trying to get the okay from the state to increase the percentage that goes
I have
to.
seen the city actively trying to
Right.
loosen how that can be spent. I do
Exactly.
appreciate that in general, yes.
And, for example, potholes.
Mhm.
When we got 10,000 residents and 15,000 tourists this weekend,
It sounds like the general streets might
Yeah.
be applicable for that.
but
yeah.
it's not at the moment.
Well, hopefully we can fix that.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
good question. May I ask why you're filming? Is that just a documentary of some sort?
I'm a journalist. I disseminate information to the public, so that's probably going to be disseminated to the public. If you want to check it out, my YouTube channel is Rebel with a Cause.
Rebel with a cause.
Thank
Okay.
you, boss.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, Bob, there's just one other thing to keep in mind too, and I know you guys had to have that conversation because you've served on the budget committee too, is the definition in statute of what constitutes a tourist facility and not. You were alluding to it,
Yeah.
you know, street maintenance, even though tourists use it, is not eligible for use of room tax. So you start to get, so that's where you start to get into some of those gray areas, you know, whereas other things like, you know, maintaining a facility like a public restroom, for example, that's used by tourists on the bayfront is an easy one to qualify, so.
Mhm. Okay. Thanks for the clarification.
So these two will go then. And then we're getting close to having the project, OSU student housing. They have been dredging the pond, and that'll continue for, they should be mostly done with the dredging right now, but they worked out with the Trions next to that 40th Street pond to allow the material to settle out on that site before they trucked it to the airport where it's gonna be permanently disposed. And so that's probably gonna take a few days for them to do that. And then that's one of the last things they needed to do on that project. That project is looking like they'll have it wrapped up by the middle of October, and they'll do a ribbon cutting at that point. So that's all I got.
Okay, good for that. The
Thank you.
regular session has ended at 7:43.
If I could just ask a quick question off the record, does this commission have anything to do with the storm management system that is impacting the trade school here in town?
Stormwater stuff, you mean?
Yes.
Mostly the public works, but
The Public Works, unless there's a change to the code that governs that, then we get involved, otherwise.
But you guys would have been the ones that initially enacted building that storm system, right? No.
it just sort of happened. But yeah, it's being expanded and improved under control, and the expansions and improvements do come through here.
Okay.
So that there's a proper public comment mechanism and land use considerations.
Okay, thank you for that. Just getting some back information so that I can progress forward with the story that I'm working on. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Never shows any interest.
No, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Yeah.
No, if I can catch you for a second here, I'm still rolling, but like, part of why I was asking that there at the end is, you know, I have a lot of people reach out to me about matters in the community,
Yeah.
and I've had people express to me concern over the city holding up the trade school that there was a countywide bond on. So the county-wide is paying into this bond for the trade school, and it appears that it's being held up by the poor planning of this wastewater or stormwater treatment or management
Where are we
system.
talking about?
So it's the trade school that there was a bond put in for in the county.
I don't remember that. Where is it supposed to be?
It's over by the college. Yes, it's going to be part of the
Part of the
college.
community college.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, that whole area up there, there's the big, huge planned development, Wilder.
Okay.
And yes, they are dredging. Derek just mentioned they're dredging that.
Okay, that was
pond.
part of that. Okay, I
That was
wasn't
part
sure.
of that, and the city is kicking in money to make the dredging that had to be done for the OSU housing up there.
Okay.
They were going to be required to do some dredging, as was Wilder. City kicked in money to make it bigger.
Okay.
And but
I don't
that's
have all the
underway.
I don't have all the information. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, they think. I think Derek just said that dredging is supposed to be done the next couple of weeks.
Okay. And
there
then
won't be any hang up on the storm.
and then it's no more hang. Okay, I thought they were having to expand that whole system after they dredged it.
No, I don't think so, because that was all planned before any Wilder went up in there. They planned for all the future expansion of the utilities. So I think it's just the fact that settling pond, or what do they call that? Anyway.
There was something
Yeah.
about it. You got to get the fish out before you dredge it, and then
Yeah, it got to be, yeah.
Yeah.
There was some talk about that and the environmental stuff, but basically they're dredging it now. It'll be done soon. And
okay. Well, I
that's
appreciate
what
that.
it's doing
Some
now.
of my viewers will be relieved to hear that they don't have to expand it or hold up that bond. Thank
Yeah.
you.
No, I don't think so.
Cheers.